welcome to the Daily Meal for Wednesday, the 27th of August 2025. It's a late video today, absolutely fuming. Bloody Sky Sports, Grimsby and Man United have conspired to delay the Carabao Cup third round draw, which meant I had to postpone this video. Well, I'm glad that I did. But I'm absolutely starving because I normally eat after I make the video, so yeah, this is going to be a rough one for me. But the draw was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Palace away. Fantastic. Especially, given what happened last season in the other cup, the FA Cup, the daytime cup, which took place at 12 o'clock. They moved it to 12 o'clock. They can't move this to 12 o'clock. Well, maybe they could. I imagine if we got West Ham away, they would move it to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. This has to take place in the evening at 7:45. So, will all the Palace Ultras, will their mummy let them out to go to the game? Or will there be a load of empty seats as they stay home and watch it on TV with their chicken tenders and their, glass of milk? This is fantastic. Fantastic draw. Fantastic draw. We need justice. We need justice for Liam Roberts. We need justice for Millwall Football Club. We need justice for the slander of Steve Parish, the chairman. And we need justice for, they've signed Romain Esse and their manager's not playing it. You sign our best player. You just threw 14 million at him, at us, and we accepted it. We have to accept it. And he's just on the bench. You're not even playing him. So, here we come. Get ready. Time and date to be confirmed. But we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that right now. Why not? So here we go. This is from, where's this from? This is from metro.co.uk. It looks weird because it's in reader mode. This is the full draw. And I've got to say, so I told you yesterday how it was going to work. They rigged the draw for the European teams at the start, and then they had a normal draw with just normal teams, everyone else. And I must say, the teams, the draw with the normal teams, that's brought up some really good games. The ones against the European teams, that's rubbish. Because a draw's a draw. People want to see. Like Man United versus, well, not Man United, they used to be a good team. Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. They want the big teams to play each other, and that's the point of a draw. Oh, anyone could get drawn against anyone. And they've just given them basically a bye to the next round. And it's absolutely ridiculous. So here's the draw. As I said, the ones at the front are all teams in Europe, and you can see that Port Vale versus Arsenal, Swansea versus Forest, Lincoln versus Chelsea. That might be a good game, but Tottenham versus Doncaster, Brentford versus Aston Villa. So that at least one Premiership team is going to get knocked out. Huddersfield Town versus Man City, and Liverpool versus Southampton. And then oh no, this was Newcastle is a European thing as well, I believe. Newcastle versus Bradford City. So all of these teams, apart from maybe the Lincoln Chelsea, because it's Lincoln away, that might be interesting because we saw today with Grimsby beating Man United on penalties. That's the only one that's really interesting. All the others are just rubbish. They're absolutely rubbish games. But some of the, like 2 or 3 of these are going to be on television. That's just ridiculous. So let's get into the normal draw. Sheffield Wednesday versus Grimsby Town. Wolves versus Everton. Crystal Palace versus Millwall. Bosh. When Wolves came out, I was, oh no, here we go. We're going to get Wolves away because, they beat West Ham. So we could have got West Ham if they weren't so useless right now. But no, they got Everton. So again, another Premier League team is going to get knocked out. That's even more incentive for us in the next round, to get through to the next round. Burnley versus Cardiff City. Wrexham versus Reading. Wigan versus Wickham, Barnsley versus Brighton, and Fulham versus Neil Harris's Cambridge. So, round of 16. There's 16 teams to go through. We're in the next round. So it says there, The fixtures will take place across 2 weeks, beginning September the 15th and September the 22nd. And that's because the Champions League games will also take place on the September the 15th week, so they have to play on the 22nd week. And the Europa League is vice versa, they have to play in the 15th week. But I don't know what's going to happen with the other games. I guess, can they just pick and mix and choose? It's going to be half and half. I got a strong clue that we'll be playing in the week beginning September the 15th, and I'll tell you for why. Let's take a look at Mill's fixtures. So this is going to be a cracking couple of weeks. Come back from international break, September the 13th, Charlton away. We have to play. We've got a game on the 22nd. Our game on the Saturday has been moved to the Monday. We can't play on Tuesday or Wednesday on the week of the 22nd. So we have to play on the 15th, 16th or 17th. Ideally on the 17th, because that will give us enough break between the Charlton game and the Palace game. And then, we can go all guns blazing because we've got an extra couple of days to prepare for the Watford game. Home at the Den. Fantastic. I think Palace play their midweek games on Wednesdays, I think. And I should say, because I think, do they share stewards with us, or Charlton, or we share stewards? So when we're on Tuesdays, they have to be on Wednesdays. So hopefully the game is on Wednesday. What would that be? The 17th, 15th was Tuesday. Yeah, 17th. So yeah, it has to be in that week, because they ain't move. It's an EFL thing, so they're not moving the EFL game on Monday the 22nd to play Palace on the Wednesday or the Tuesday. Not happening. It is not happening at all. So fantastic stuff. There you go. We've got Charlton away and Palace away in the same week. So damn, bro. Damn. Yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with that draw. Are you pleased with the draw? Comment below or whatever, But I am. But I do wonder, will we get the same amount of tickets? That was the game where we got done for the Charlton as well. Who was it against? Oh, Ben Chilwell. Yeah, it's the old Chelsea Ramboy comments, which again put us on the naughty step which is going to be a problem for this game coming up here at Wrexham. We'll get into that on Friday. But maybe that's going to affect how many tickets they'll give us. Maybe the fact they can't move it to Saturday lunchtime will affect the amount of tickets they're going to give us. The fact that all of the games are streamed, so you're not going to miss it if you don't get a ticket. So they'll just restrict the tickets, which will be annoying, but fantastic draw. Absolutely fantastic draw. Now, bit of transfer speculation. How many days have we got? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So what's that? 5 days? 5 days until the transfer window slams shut. And here we go. This is from Football League World, but they're just writing up what someone else has put up. Apparently, Millwall lining up 4.3 million striker transfer offer. Top flight club also keen. Millwall lining up a move for Hammarby striker Jusef Erabi, who's been the subject of a reported offer from Alex Neil's side. Now, Hammarby, you may remember them. We played them in a pre-season friendly. It was the Husky derby. They got screwed over by Husky as well. So maybe what explains why they have to sell this player to make some of their money back. Now, here we go. As reported via X on Wednesday afternoon by transfer guru Fabrizio Romano. So when this guy speaks, he speaks with an air of authority. He's not a bullshitter. He says things which have some merit. So when he says something, doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you have to listen, really. But what he said the Lions have submitted a €5 million proposals for the sought-after striker. So it's a package, like 2.5 up front and the rest depending on whatever, something like that. It's said that Erabi is poised to arrive at an imminent decision on his future, which perhaps lies away from the Swedish top flight, with Belgium outfit Gonk having equalled Mill's offer. Mill have enjoyed a reasonably impressive start. Oh, yeah, we don't need the summary. You know, they pad all this stuff in to get the SEO stuff. You know, look, they put all the names in, they put all the signings in. They are, however, set to lose star defender Jusef Tanganga. Yeah, we believe that that's going to be announced tomorrow. We believe that he took the medical today and passed it, and it's going to be announced tomorrow. Jusef Tanganga, like, it's been a while. Like, what's going on? I know it's bank holiday weekend, but you know it's Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, no announcement yet. Apparently, that's going to be happening tomorrow. Mill will make 4.3 million transfer offer for Hammarby, not Harambe, Hammarby, Jusef Erabi. According to Romano's latest update, Erabi is expected to make a decision on his future after receiving 2 equal proposals from Gonk and Millwall, with the ball remaining very much in the court of the player in question, as it's up to him to choose his destination. And then they've got a bit of write-up about him. Apparently Swansea were linked to him earlier. Maybe they balked at the price. Now the thing with Gonk are currently, like Aberdeen, I mentioned Aberdeen before, whether they can afford Nisbet, because they are in the Europa League playoff round. Aberdeen are in it and Gonk are in it. So if Gonk win, they will go into the Europa League proper, and that gives them a certain guaranteed set amount of money. If they lose the game, they still go into the Conference League. So much like Aberdeen, you know. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I mentioned about Aberdeen being able to afford to pay a transfer fee for Kevin Nisbet. In terms of if they get through to the Europa League, they certainly could. It wouldn't be too expensive for them to do that. But then they kind of link it with Ivanovic. I think, you know, in terms of Ivanovic, here's the thing. We've got Ivanovic, we've got Coburn, Langsurf's injured, Nisbet played yesterday. He wasn't all that. He tried a bit more than usual, but I don't think it's really working out for him. So, you know, I think probably just best cut our losses. Yeah, either if he wants to go back to Scotland, send him back to Scotland. But, you know, if he wants to stay in England, I would imagine you're probably going to have to go down to League One. I'm not saying he's not a Championship player, but, you know, he's a mildly okay Championship player. He's not good enough to lead the line on his own. So he needs to play in a system with 2 up front. You don't get much of that in the Championship. So, you know, we'll see. And then for some reason they talk about Wolves and Newcastle. Okay. So yeah, who is this guy? Who is he? Well, of course, we have to look at his Wikipedia page. Now, remember, Wikipedia can be edited by anyone, so we don't know if this is true. He plays in Sweden for Hammarby. He's 22 years old. He's turned 22 in June, so, you know, he's going to be 23 next year, next summer. 6 foot. He's a forward. He's a striker. He's Afghan, apparently. He's Afghani. And so he's got 19 goals in 69 games. He's been out on loan in the, I believe that's the Swedish 3rd division for Hammarby reserves, Hammarby B team. He scored 16 and 46 that was in 21-22, so that was 3 years ago. So he would have been, 19 years old? Yikes. He's played for Sweden under 19s, he's played for Sweden under 21s, although obviously he's 22 now, so he's aged out. He scored 4 goals in 8 games for Sweden under 21s. We're not going to read all this. Again, he's of Afghan descent. So the first Afghan player to play for Millwall. I mean, hey. So here's his stats. But we can do better than that. We can go here. So this is fbref.com. Now, the Swedish league is Is this the right one? Am I on the wrong one? No, this is... I believe... Is that the right one? Ah, okay. Why is... Okay. So this is from FB Ref. This is his page. For some reason they got that there. But I want... Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted. So this is his career in Sweden. Now, the Swedish league is a summer league. So the season, you can see... You can barely see. Will it come over? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. The season runs from March to November. So, you know, this is the season where he broke through, really. 19 years old, 2023. 23 matches played, 1,283 minutes, scored 7 goals. Not bad. Season after, scored 8 goals, 2 assists, and they finished second. They finished second in the league, which got them into... Guess what he got them into? He got them into Europe. So much like Adamu Maku, who had experience playing in UEFA competitions with Shamrock Rovers, this guy's played in Europe already. He's played in Europe this season for Hammarby. But I think they're in the Conference League playoff. So if they lost to Rosenborg, so they just get knocked out. They don't have a safety gap to fall down to. They're just, you're out now. So they're out of Europe. They didn't get to the league stage. So obviously March to November, probably time to go, huh? So far this season, we got 893 minutes, but obviously the season is still going on. He scored 4 goals, 1 assist. And you can see, if you go over here, you can see goals per 90 minutes, 0.49. So 1 every 2 games, basically. In terms of 90 minutes, not based on the matches played, but based on how many minutes. Because you go over here and you see 90 minutes played, 14.3, 18.6, 9.9. So yeah, there you go. Shots per 90, shots on target per 90. One shot on target per game. Goals per shot. Goals per shots on target. So again, is this going to translate well to the Championship? Maybe not immediately. Maybe he's not ready to go straight away. Maybe he's one for the future. Which again, if you bring him in now, you get him in the squad. You get him, training with the players, and then next summer, when we know Ivanovic is probably, I would say, 75% likely to be leaving, this guy's ready to come in. So there you go. So he doesn't even get carded. 2 yellow cards, one yellow card, 1 yellow card. Only 4 yellow cards in his whole career. Although this is just the league, I don't know what he's got in the cup. So yeah. So now let's have a look at what he's been doing recently. This is this season so far. Obviously, the thing with the Allsvenskan league. It's not a major league, so they don't have all of this stuff for this competition. All they have is basic stuff. So you can see, look, playing against Charleroi. Charleroi scored against Charleroi. I think they went to extra time because somehow he played 109 minutes. And that got them to the next round. And this is the Conference League third qualifying round against Rosenborg. 0-0 draw in the first one. He played 90 minutes. They lost 1-0 in the second leg. That knocked them out of the Conference League. He played 90 minutes in that. They rested him for this game. He only played 5 minutes. And that game was between the two of them. But you can see since that game, when they've been knocked out, he's been on the bench. And they have brought him on. So it's not like they've completely rested him, like he could be out of the team. But they're not starting him. They're resting him. So it looks like after they got knocked out, they decided, look, we need money. Mate, we're going to sell this guy. We're going to sell this kid. Now, having been in Europe, I think because it's qualifying rounds, he can still play in the competition, I believe. So if Gonk get knocked out of the qualifying round and go to the Conference League, I think he can still play in it. So again, will he choose that over us? Maybe more chance of him playing games at Gonk if they're in the Conference League, even if he's like on the bench for their Jupiler League games. I don't know, but kind of bizarre that they decided, after that game to bench him, and they lost those 2 games, but they're like second in the league. Like, why? You're not trying to win the league? Maybe there's no money in winning the league. Maybe there's money in selling players. So, rather have the money than the fucking trophy. You can have a trophy and then be broke. How good is that? No good at all. So yeah, bits and pieces, 90 minutes here, and then, this is a weird one. So I don't know if he got injured here. So he started the game, played 11 minutes, and then the week later he was on the sub bench. I don't know if he got an injury or what. So maybe he's been injured. But interesting stuff. So obviously that is interesting. What have we got here? We've got shots and shots on target. 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. 1 shot on target, 1 goal. Why not? 5 shots, none on target against Halmstad. That's not good. But you can see, pretty decent, really. Fouls committed, fouls drawn, offsides. 4 offsides in 1 game. Man. Crosses, tackles 1, interceptions, own goals, penalties 1. Okay. So yeah, if he comes in, it's 1 for the future. You would imagine, if he comes in, maybe that means Nisbet can go and maybe Matthews can go out on loan. I don't know, but interesting stuff if it does happen. If it does happen. And it's up to him, I don't know. Is Gonk its own city, or is that in Brussels? I don't know where that. I assume it's like Belgium's pretty small anyway, isn't it? So, but would he want to come to London or go to Belgium and be there? I don't know. But there you go. Let's see who we were linked with today. Now we got some post-match comments again. Yeah, we played yesterday. It's been a long old day, isn't it? So this is from southernnews.co.uk. Mill boss Kamal Grant performance in Coventry City win will give him confidence he can perform at this level and confirms he will start the next round. He's going to start against Crystal Palace. So there you go. Hopefully he scores a hat-trick against them. That would be good. Alex Neil believes Kamal Grant's job now is to fight for a starting spot after the defender impressed in Mill's 2-1 EFL Cup second round win against Coventry City last night. Hard disagree. I think his job is to... I don't think he should fight for a starting spot. I think, like Alex Neil's got... Crammer was fantastic yesterday as well. Subtly so. Like, he didn't stand out, but he was fantastic. So you got Crammer and Grant. Cooper. Maybe he's talking about dropping Cooper. A lot of fans are turning on Cooper. They're saying, he's not all that. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe that was the reason why Alex Neil played Crammer on the left and Grant on the right. So maybe that's the thing he's looking at. Maybe he thinks Cooper might be the weak link. I don't know, but he does have a place. He does have a function in the team. But interesting stuff. The 22-year-old making just his second senior appearance for the Lions helped restrict the Coventry side that put 7 past Queen's Park Rangers last weekend to a late consolation while scoring Mill's second with a thumping header. Bosh. Grant returned to the Den this summer after spending the previous season and a half on loan at Bromley, helping them to achieve promotion to League 2 in 2024. Neil thinks his performance in the first start against Championship level opposition will give him belief. I think for him, what it will give him is confidence that he can, perform at this level. I think for us, we want to try and give him the exposure as much as we can in terms of getting him minutes and showing him that this is what this level is and giving him that opportunity. I've already had good chats with Kamal. We want to keep him in the building because we feel that he's better and he's more likely, in my opinion, to develop here than he would out on loan. And he's had a lot of games out on loan, so he's done that. His job now is to try and compete and fight and try and see if he can try and get a starting berth at some point. But he's a great example, us going through to the next round is brilliant for him because he deserves another game. So he'll definitely play, irrespective of who we draw. Asked whether Grant had learned from fellow centre-back Jake Cooper on how to attack the ball in the air, Neil said, Kamal's aggressive in his own right. We've done quite a bit of work with him over pre-season about timing and about being aggressive and getting up and make sure you meet it at its highest point. But it's his desire and aggression that gets the goal. He was doing that for Bromley. So I don't know, maybe Alan Dunn was teaching him at Bromley, yeah. But he was scoring goals for Bromley, so it's not new for him. Grant first joined the Lions in 2022 after leaving Sheffield United's academy and spent the first season and a half with the under-21s before joining Bromley. Bosh. There you go. More post-match from southernnews.co.uk and Alex Neil. Alex Neil on the message he gives young Millwall players before first team games. Alex Neil discussed the message he gives younger players before playing them in first team matches following Mill's 2-1 win over Coventry City in the EFL Cup second round last night. Neil named 4 players aged 23 or younger in his starting 11, handing under-21s forward Jack Howland his first team debut, while 4 of the players he substituted on over the course of the match were 21 or younger. The youthful Lions ran out winners against the Sky Blues following set-piece goals from Massimo Longo and Kamal Grant either side of half-time, while Haji Wright's late consolation from the penalty spot was not enough to prevent Mill from progressing to the third round. Early in pre-season, they played a lot of minutes for us, so it's nothing new for them. They know how we play, they know how we want them to perform. They know the areas that they need to pick up, and they know in terms of, out of possession, in possession, all those bits. They train every day with us, and that's the bit that people don't see, A lot of these boys that took the field today, they'll train with us pretty much every day, but the message is go out and enjoy it and show everybody what you can do. But, more importantly, when we do win at the end of it, that's what it takes to win a first team level game, which is really, really difficult because some of them are dead on their feet, cramping, and they've sort of fallen over. But it's a great feeling for them. Yeah, you could see it. I was watching on television yesterday. You could see at the end of the game, they were not celebrating. They were absolutely knackered. They were like, "Thank fuck, this is over. I'm tired. My legs are hurting. Everything is pain, 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 pain." Yes. Getting the ice bath. That's what it's for. Getting that lactic acid out of your legs, boys. So there you go. Now, gonna bring you this. This is from the Sun, and it's mentioned. It's part something that we mentioned before. Something pretty serious. The Millwall Community Trust coach, or lead coach, he was the manager. He's had his tragic passing written up in the sun.co.uk. I don't know if it made it into the print copy. I don't pick up a copy of the Sun. The only newspaper I buy is the Southern News. Have you heard of that? But yeah, they've written up, got some more information about how he passed away, and basically, kind of like an obituary. And wow, I mean, to have your life story written up in the national newspaper certainly means something certainly impressive, and certainly shows how much he was liked by various people around Kent and South East London. So let's have a read of this. Football mad dad, 47, dies after collapsing in gym as heartbroken family pay tribute. A footy mad dad has died after he collapsed in a gym, with his heartbroken family paying tribute. Tim Sells, 47, was a coach at Whitstable Town FC and Tankerton, looking after the youngsters. He suffered a cardiac arrest while doing a workout at Snap Fitness in Hammarby, Kent. Tim was rushed to the QEQM hospital in Margate, but he never regained consciousness and died 3 days later with his family at his bedside. His death has also hit the local football community across the county, where he respected for his coaching skills and knowledge, Kent Online reports. So I think this is from Kent Online, and the Sun have just copied it and published it. He also worked as a football development manager for Millwall FC Community Trust. Tim, also known as Selzy, lived in Herne Bay along with his long-term partner Lisa Gudja and their children Cody and Demi. Tim and Lisa had been together for 15 years and got engaged on her 50th birthday in May last year. So they were engaged, and now there's not going to be a wedding now. Paying tribute, a heartbroken Lisa said the family had been left in unimaginable shock. She said, "The first we knew that anything was wrong was when a policeman arrived at our home in Talmead Road and said Tim had been rushed to hospital after collapsing at the gym, and we expected to find him recovering, so it was a shock to be told that he had suffered brain damage." Lisa added that the doctors feared he would not regain consciousness, and he died on August the 20th surrounded by his family at his bedside. The mum of two said, 1 minute he was with us and then the next he was gone. It was an horrific ordeal which we're still struggling to come to terms with. Tim was brought up in Whitstable, went to St Anselm's School in Canterbury. He later attended the University of East London, where he studied for a business degree. His passion, though, was football, and he turned it into a job with roles at Gillingham, Crystal Palace and Millwall FC. And the club said it was devastated by Tim's death. Community Trust CEO Sean Daly said, "Tim played a pivotal role in expanding the department into leading sports provider across Lewisham and Southwark. His unwavering passion for nurturing both players and people shone through in every aspect of his work. We're all devastated by the sudden loss of our friend and colleague. His kind-hearted nature touched everything he did. He was driven by a genuine desire to help others and make a positive impact. Regardless of background or circumstance, Tim always looked for ways to support others in reaching their goals. His warmth, generosity and spirit will never be forgotten. He will be profoundly missed." During a radio interview in 2023, Tim said, "I see firsthand the impact our work has on the kids in the local community. I feel so blessed to be doing this role." Tim, a QPR fan? QPR? I assume that's a family link. How did you become a QPR fan growing up in Whitstable? Met Lisa at the Monument pub in Canterbury, where she worked part-time behind the bar while he played for the pub team. And Lisa said he was kind, funny and a little quirky, and we just hit it off. There wasn't a bad bone in him. If he wasn't coaching, playing or watching football, he was talking about it. In a post on Facebook, Dean Gonzalez, Tankerton FC's youth team's club secretary, wrote that Tim managed the club's veteran side to success in the Kent County Cup and ran development sessions. As well as that, Tim also mentored students from Canterbury Christ Church University and organised futsal programmes and summer schools, along with coaching numerous teams. Mr. Gonzalez said, "Above all, he inspired players and coaches alike to get involved in grassroots football. We all like to think we know football, but when you spoke to Tim, you realised just how deep the game goes and how much knowledge and passion he carried. A UEFA B licensed coach, he also served as a mentor with the Kent FA, helping clubs and coaches across the county. He was simply brilliant." A spokesperson for Whitstable Town FC said Tim was a huge part of the club in recent years. His passion, commitment and support for the teams he was involved in made him a familiar and respected figure to so many across local football. Above all, Tim was a friend, kind, genuine and also willing to give his time for others. He will be deeply missed by everyone who knew him. Along with his family, Tim leaves 3 older sisters, Angela, Anne-Marie and Jennifer. Anne-Marie said, "He was our baby brother and we are all heartbroken." A GoFundMe page has been set up to help support his family as well as provide a long-term legacy in his honour. His sister Angela said, "Losing Tim in these circumstances has been devastating for all concerned and it leaves you wondering what could have been done to prevent it. Many people have asked what they could do to help or support this, and it's something we've thought long and hard about. Please training how to administer CPR, because every second really does count. Statistics are low, but if received early and properly, CPR supports higher chances of survival until medical support arrives. Our brother was stubborn and his health wasn't always a priority to him, and we all know life gets busy. So if you or your loved ones haven't had a routine health check, get one. It is so easy. Blood pressure machines and checks at pharmacies could well save you or a loved one. Please don't take your health for granted. You got some more pictures of Tim there. So there you go. Now that GoFundMe. GoFundMe.com. Tim sells Selzy. They're looking for £13,000 to help pay for the funeral costs and other stuff as well. Obviously, I don't know how it works because they weren't married, but I assume. But yeah, you got 2 kids there. First, was it 13 and 10-year-old? So yeah, obviously, if you can. If you can't, fair enough. So there you go. Now, moving on, we've got a few more things to talk about. Millwall announced this thing, which may be of interest to overseas fans who want to come to games at Millwall this season. We've got a new travel company now. I believe they had a different travel company last year. That's gone away. That hasn't been renewed. I think was it called Champions or something? Champions Travel, something like that. So this is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Mill team up with P1 Travel. So P1. Millwall Football Club is pleased to announce a partnership between the lines of P1 Travel, joining as the club's official ticket resales partner. Resales. P1 Travel bring live events to the public worldwide, specialising in providing official tickets to the most sought-after events. Can they get me one for Charlton away? Then they're useless. P1 Travel ensures a seamless and secure booking experience tailored to fans. The partnership will allow Millwall to reach a wider audience and connect to its fan base abroad. Overseas supporters planning a trip to the Den can secure their tickets safely and reliably through P1 Travel. P1 Travel provide tailored ticket packages for events globally, primarily in the sport and concert industry. Their offerings include general admission as well as premium hospitality, which can also be bundled together with accommodation should travel overseas be required. We are proud to partner with Millwall FC and bring their passionate matchday experience to international fans, said Jusef Erabi, partnership manager at P1 Travel. So that sounds Dutch to me. Is he Dutch? Or is that Danish? Jusef Erabi. This collaboration allows us to offer official tickets and hospitality packages that, showcase the unique atmosphere of the Den. At P1 Travel, we are committed to connecting global supporters with unforgettable experience. And this partnership, is a perfect example of that mission in action. Luke Wilson, Chief Commercial Officer at the Den, added, P1 Travel provide access to some of the biggest football and sporting events globally. We're delighted to build on and enhance our existing relationship to now provide a wider range of matches and hospitality experiences to an even greater number of fans than ever before, ensuring Millwall matches are sold alongside an outstanding selection of top-tier clubs and sporting events. We look forward to continuing to work with P1 to welcome fans from across the world to the Den. And you go to p1travel.com, and that's where it is. So there you go. Fun stuff. I haven't pulled it up, but apparently Playboy German edition they did an article about Millwall. The typical old hooligans, a tough place, last remnants of England in London, all that kind of thing. So if you see any German fans coming to the Den, they're probably perverts who read Playboy magazine in Germany, so keep an eye on that. I was going to pull it up, but it's behind a paywall, so I did look. I didn't see any boobies. So, just read it for the articles. That's what I go for. We got this. Transfers. 5 more days. The window will close on Monday the 1st of September at 7 p.m. British Standard Time, British Summer Time. So there you go. So these are the transfers that have gone through today regarding what? Regarding Championship teams. DeJean Brown has gone on loan from Derby to Port Vale. Danny Ings has signed for Sheffield United on a free transfer. Yikes. Middlesbrough have loaned in Matt Targett from Newcastle. And Lewis Travers, who we were linked with, has signed for Derby County. He's gone from Blackburn to Derby. And who else have we got? Southampton have loaned out Armel Bella Kopchap to Hellas Verona. And then going on to transfers that was announced yesterday. Andy Marriott has gone from Wrexham to Reading. Blackburn Rovers have signed Ryoya Morishita. So another Japanese has joined the championship. And he's signed from Legia Warsaw though. So he's been in Poland. Who else have we got? Another player leaving Southampton. Yukinari Sugawara, sort of Japanese leaving. He's left Southampton and gone to Werder Bremen on loan. So there you go. And we're going to end the video by doing what we do after every game. And I know some of you don't like this. That's fair enough. We're going to look at the stats from the game yesterday. If you're not sticking around, thank you very much. And if you are, here we go. So this is from whoscored.com. The other website, we're not going to go on to that because they don't cover the EFL Cup to the same degree. You can see, if you look on the right hand side, see the top performers in rating, total shots, tackles and dribbles. And you will notice a little star next to Edomi Omaku's name, a green star. Fittingly, because he's Irish, green star. Even though he only played, 76 minutes, he got the highest rating of the game. Not bad at all. He had the most tackles as well. Him. If we go back in the middle, you see the attempts on goal was 9 to 15. 9 for us, 15 for them. 4 to 10 open play. 5 to 4 set piece. We did rely on the set pieces. Because obviously no Coburn and Ivanovic up front. 0-0 counter-attack, 0 to 1 penalty. So that means their 1 goal from 15 shots was a 6% conversion rate, which is standard in the championship. Our 2 from 9, 22% conversion rate, is fantastic at this level. Although obviously this is it's a cup game, but it's against a championship team. You can see we were mostly going down the right hand side. Where's Harding? How are you doing? Pretty good. Shot directions, shot zones. We didn't have a shot in the 6-yard box, but half was in and half was outside the box. But them, they were 73% of their shots were in the 18-yard box. Action zones, mostly in the middle of the park. And player positions, here you see what's going on here then. 45 is Wes Harding, 47 is Jack Howland, 7 is Nisbet, 25 is Condell, and 22 is Amaku. So there you go. Playing some kind of 4-2-5. Or 3-2-5. Insane. And they were playing some kind of 3-6-1. So there you go. What are we doing now? Moving on to this. Yeah, this one. See the events of the game. The yellow cards, the goals, the substitutions. We made 2 substitutions at half time. Very interesting that. They were apparently pre-planned. Obviously, Joe Bryan coming back from injury. So, let's give him 45 minutes. I imagine I'm playing in this game is better than playing in an under-21 game. So, yeah. He did all right as well, didn't he? He was all right. That was a bit of a shock, him coming back. We only just found out that he's back training. And they brought him into the game. So you do wonder what happens at the weekend. Do they bring Joe Bryan in? Do they bring Zach Sturgeon? I don't know. Probably a bit too early for Joe Bryan. Maybe just goes on the bench. So they've only given, obviously, understandably, they've only given the one assist to Adomah Maka, but I would give him 2. I think, he took the corner that went to the Coventry player's chest because he got pushed in the back by Kelly, and that led to Massimo Luongo scoring. So I would give Adomah Maka 2. So, if you look at the club badges, top left or top right, you can see the average player rating for Mill is 6.66, and for Coventry it's 6.47. So not that much difference in the ratings. But I think that's overall because I think they had better subs. If you look at their team, they had 3 players with 7, and 1 off the bench. We had Emakhu 8.2, and then Grant 7, Luongo 7.7, Bryan 7. So Bryan only played half the game. He got a rating of 7. Shows you how well he played. The low one, I don't understand. Maybe there's something I didn't see. Obviously, I wasn't focused on Danny Kelly, but 6.2 and Nisbet 6.3. Don't know about that, but there you go. So the shots, who did what? 9 to 15, and Nisbet had 2 shots, and Emakhu had 3. Harding had 2. Grant had 1, and he scored it. Hey, possessions 41 to 58, and this is amount of the match possession with that one player. So you can see for them, Grimes 11.9, and he did hit the woodwork, didn't he? I think that was from a free kick. But for us, another thing, Kamal Grant on the ball, 4%. 4% of the match he was on the ball, which is the second most for us after Harding. I thought Harding was pretty good yesterday. So much so that I wouldn't have any qualms with him playing in the first team in a league game. Like if he could do that in a league game, like man, yeah, let's go, put him in. Pass success percentage, 71 to 81. Obviously, Grimes is up there, 92. Allen, 92. Rodriguez, 92. But for us, Kelly, 80. Kundal, 84. Yeah. Dribbles, 5 to 7. Howland and Emakhu. Yep. Aerials, 1. 14 to 33. So they had... I don't have the data from FBref to see. This is aerials won, but what about aerials lost? Maybe they won most of their aerials and we didn't. So, but again, Kelly didn't win an aerial or Croghan, but everyone else did. Tackles 23 to 12. So again, Emakhu had the most tackles. Howland with 3 as well. Harding with 3, Kramer with 3, Bryan with 3. So there you go. 6 to 8, and that's corners. So these are the players who won the corners. Yep, Harding and Emakhu, obviously the 2 players going bombing down the wings, and dispossessed of the ball 5 to 15 times. So we took the ball off them 15 times. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Now we're going to finish by looking at this, and it's basically some of what we've just seen, but a little bit more in spreadsheet form. So here you can go. Yeah, this is sorted by rating. Yeah, Emakhu 8.18, only played 76 minutes. He was very good yesterday, very good. Yeah. Why has he not been taking the corners? It's like, bro, if he can do that, why has he not been doing that? Man, he needs to go on set pieces. Not all the time, like maybe situationally, but man. Massimo Luongo, second, 7.73. Again, he only played 45 minutes. He got the second highest score. But here's the thing. You go down and you see who came on at half time. Mayer and Denor. They had the rough end of it because they had the worst. Because Coventry were going for it in the second half. They brought in their better players. So, you got to consider that. Kamal Grant got the goal, 6.98. Third highest rating. And then Joe Bryan, again, he only played half a game, 6.95. And then the keeper, 6.91. Kramer 6.85. Jack Howland 6.82. Not bad on your debut, eh? Certainly did not look out of place, and I mentioned it yesterday. Having these lads playing daily, training daily with the first team, that's working. That's working. Like, they might not be playing with the first team, but training with them and then going off and playing under 21 games and then coming back, they're ready to come. They're ready to play. They're ready to switch in if you need to switch them in. If we go at the bottom again, so the 3 subs that came on, they got the lowest ratings again. It was harder then. And Danny Kelly 6.16 played 90 minutes. I don't understand why he scores so low. Again, so shots on target. Maku 3-0, 2-0, 2-0. The 2 players who got their shots on target scored the goals. So we had 9 shots and 2 on target, 2 goals. Clinical. Bosh. Clinical. Moving on to this. Will it load? Yeah, it loads. We were offside quite a bit as well, weren't we? Again. Nisbet 2. Wes Harding 1. AJ Matthews 1. Defensively, again, I told you Amaku's had the most tackles. 4. 3 for Wes Harding, 3 for Kramer, 3 for Joe Bryan, 3 for Howland. Interceptions, Luongo, Denor, Kamal Grant, 2-2-2. Clearances, Kramer with 6, Kamal Grant with 5, Wes Harding with 4, Bangor Williams 2, Mayer with 2, yeah, because they came on and they had to do more defending. Block shots, Kramer with 2. Passing... So the most passes was Wes Harding, 35, Kamal Grant, 34. Again, that's not a lot of passes in a 90-minute game, is it? Not at all. You think 1 every 3 minutes. Is that right? Is that my math working out there? Passing accuracy, so Kasper, he only played half, 89.5 in 19. Kundal 84 and 25, he only played 61 minutes. Danny Kelly 80 from 25 passes. Again, don't know why he got such a low score. Crosses and accurate crosses. Again, yeah, the thing, Amaku on his set pieces, pretty good. On the crossing, not so much. I think it's easy for him if the ball's not moving. Maybe that's the case, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, but 11 crosses, wow. I think that includes the corners, actually. I think that does include the corners. So yeah, you get the picture. I think we've got it. But hey, how about that? What a draw! What a fantastic draw! Fantastic. Karma's coming to get ya. Crystal Palace. Get ready. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.